Bienvenidos a un nuevo episodio del podcast del Salón de Idiomas. Y bueno, Rox no está hoy conmigo, pero aquí está Ana.
Hi, hello, how are you?
I'm doing perfectly fine, and I cannot wait any longer to hear more about what you have to tell me today.
Okay.
Yeah, so first and foremost, can you tell me a little bit about you?
Me. Well, my name is Ana Tovar. I work for LanguageCert in the marketing department. And on my way here, I was thinking about there are some similarities between my personal and my professional experience and the LanguageCert exams. It's something we can talk later. But I studied English philology in my hometown in Valladolid. I'm a Castellana. and there, once I finished, the perspectives I have, the options I had were a little bit limited in terms of professional career. So it was, do you want to be a teacher? Maybe a teacher? What about a teacher?
Perhaps you could also be a teacher if you think about it.
Maybe. So I was a teacher, just in a school like this. I was working with children mainly, and I really enjoyed the experience. But I was in my early 20s, and I had no idea what I wanted to do.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds familiar? Yeah. Well, still thinking about it, to be honest.
Okay, well.
But anyway, so I decided to move to London, which is a city I loved, and well, I still love. And I ended up working in a financial services consultancy firm. In the marketing department, which is something I would never
did not prepare for that.
No, absolutely, or not even think about send my CV to a place like that, living in Valladolid. Well, no way. So when I arrived there, they told me, okay, you have a degree, we like that, but what can you do? Tell us, what can you do? How can you organize an event? Can you tell us what can you do? So that's what I mean with the similarities with LanguageCert exams. We can expand on that.
Yeah. So speaking of which, can you tell me a little bit more about LanguageCert, please?
Yes, of course. Well, LanguageCert is part of a bigger group called PeopleCert, and PeopleCert is leader in certification for the business and IT sector. And after a while, they wanted to expand their portfolio just to offer more certificates for their candidates. And they thought about languages, like offering like a holistic solution for them. And we all know how important it is to certify your level of English or Spanish or whatever for foreign languages, for studying or working or whatever.
Exactly.
So with that in mind, the first thing they did was to hire a team of experts, very big names in the sector, experts in the English language assessment, and once they had that, of course they work on the regulation, because otherwise you can't operate. You have to be regulated by official bodies, and that's how LanguageCert was born in 2016. Pretty young,
it's a little baby.
yeah. And the idea or the aim was to create not another exam, not another certificate, but a certificate for the 21st century. In terms of being more flexible, just to decide when you want to take the exam, just to decide which skills you want to assess, not just the whole exam, just you decide what you want. And also the different delivery methods. You can take the exam computer-based, paper-based, or online with
you name it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, definitely. They will just have something available for you, whatever.
Yeah.
Wherever you are, whatever you are doing, and whenever you want to take the test, they have availability, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Certainly.
And with very quick results. I mean, you receive the results in only a few days, which is very important.
Actually, I was speaking with Rox like a couple of episodes ago. We were mentioning that for some reason, LanguageCert is not as well known as, Cambridge and all that. And my guess is that since you are not like frightened for about 3 or 4 months to know whether you pass the test or not, then you're not constantly thinking about it. You're like, oh, I took the test. 3 days later, yeah, I passed it. Yes, fantastic. But that's it. However, with the other test, you keep the drama going on for a couple of months.
Well, just
Nevertheless, I believe that this definitely making your clients or candidates suffering is not the best approach. So I definitely appreciated that they give you the results in just a couple of days.
Yeah, no, it's important just to organize yourself. I mean, just, when do I need my certificate? Is fine. It's absolutely fine. So, and of course, the exams are aligned to the Common European framework of reference, and to cover all the levels from A1 to C2. We have also exams in Spanish with a collaboration with the University of Salamanca, and classical Greek as well. This is interesting.
What?
This is something like more personal. I mean, for
I want to know why they decided to certificate Greek.
It's something more. How would I say? Just more. The owner, the LanguageCert owner. He was originally from Greece, and he wanted to give something to the community, and what is best that your own language is
that's beautiful.
That
is such a touching story.
It's very nice. I really like like it too. When I knew about that, it's very nice to give that value to your heritage. And
definitely. Okay, now it makes sense. Like, I knew that name was not British when I got my certificate for the LanguageCert. I was like, this name is certainly not British. Okay, now I get it. Nice.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, now you are saying that this test is like so innovative, and then it's also like pretty modern and pretty flexible. Now, can you tell me a little bit more about the structure of the test?
Yeah.
Depending, perhaps, I know that it changes a little bit depending on the level, but somehow.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the aim, as I said before, was to make an exam for the 21st century from the administrative point of view, with the results and the sessions, the dates for the sessions and everything else. But also from the academic point of view, just to create an exam to be to have a communicative focus on, and it's what I meant with what can you do? You have a certificate, When I went to London, you have a certificate, but what can you do? So it's exactly the same. You have a certificate, you have your certificate of your level of English, but what can you do? Can you make a presentation in front of others? Can you write an structured test? Can you, present an idea, share an idea properly? What can you do with your English? And that's the point. And also for preparation, you can prepare LanguageCert exams with any course. And
exactly.
You can explain better about that.
Exactly. So that is one of the things that I enjoy the most about this test. How it's actually so effortless, you know? When you're preparing for this test, it's not that you have to buy a specific book with specific adjectives or specific grammar or specific format or specific strategies, specific vocabulary. No. As a matter of fact, you are supposed to make it as natural as possible. Instead of, for instance, like comparing pictures in LanguageCert, what you do is that you're actually going to be presented with really regular common situations, like we're friends, we were supposed to meet up for a party, however I cannot go, so now let's try to have a little conversation about that, which is actually super normal.
Sounds familiar.
It sounds familiar. We all have been there, haven't we?
Sometimes.
So that's right. One of the things that I love the most about this test, and it's also for the writing, it's also for the listening, it's actually for every single skill. Besides, sorry. I was thinking about also it's because I think sometimes people
don't know exactly what kind of exam or what different formats, and there is a lot of misunderstandings about that. So we could speak for a very long time about this, but in general terms, no. In general terms, we could speak about two different kind of exams. Just the single level exams where you need to be prepared. You take a B2, a C1, A2, whatever, but you have to feel confident on this level, and that implies a learning process, and you need to be confident about the different skills on this level. That's one kind of exams, and then you can have the multi-level exams. The multi-level exams just tell you where you are. So
exactly.
You take you have a question. If your answer is correct, you get a more difficult one. If it's not correct, an easier one. And there is just balanced and tells you are here, you're B1, you're B2 or C2 or whatever. And that's the difference. And this kind of multi-level exams, you don't need preparation. Well, you can prepare a little bit to make sure you get where you want to get. But it's just that. And the important thing is to be informed. What kind of exam do I need?
Exactly. Yeah, certainly. Another thing that I am, to be honest, I'm not a big fan of the multi-level tests is that they tend to be pretty formulaic. Whereas here, like, you just get to be yourself. If you're in the level, fantastic. If you're not, then perhaps you need a little extra practice. However, you're gonna be assessed with the level that you're supposed to be asking for.
Yeah.
So yeah. Now, I wanted to ask you another question. We have said that LanguageCert is a little baby. Now, is it well known, let's say, in the EU when it comes to like how useful is this certificate to work in the EU?
Oh yeah, definitely. LanguageCert is only 6 years old. It's very young. It's like a baby. But we have recognition in more than 90 countries, which is very impressive.
Yeah, that's
because
extremely impressive.
Recognition takes time.
Can you name all those 90 countries?
90, more than 90. It's very impressive because taking getting the recognition takes time. Sometimes it's very bureaucratic and it's just blah, 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 blah. It's a very long process. So it's very, very impressive to have this recognition worldwide. And we have different projects in different countries. For instance, in France, we are developing a project with different universities just to assess the level of English for their students. It's very interesting and it's very well known. Yeah. We are everywhere.
Yeah. So even outside the EU, there is pretty much quite a recognition from this test.
Yeah, LanguageCert has international recognition. Yes.
Nice. Fantastic. And what about Spain?
Spain is different. I'm joking. Is that I love that sentence. Spain is different, which is actually true. In Spain we have recognition. We are recognized by ACLES and CRUE. ACLES is the Association of Modern Language Centers in the universities, the Centros de Idiomas in the university, and CRUE is the association of universities. But different institutions in Spain as well. Bank of Spain, for instance, and local governments, regional governments. We have almost everyone now. We hope to get 100%. Yes, we have 3-4 left. Because of what I told you, these long processes for getting the publications. And in Madrid, we are recognized by the Madrid government. So it's all there. And what this means is just that for the university, you can use LanguageCert exams for all the things within the university. I mean, for exit requirements. In most of the regions in Spain, they require to certify your level of foreign languages. Normally, this is English, to get your degree, and also for Erasmus program or for postgraduate studies or whatever, all the university requirements, you can use LanguageCert exams. And also for oposiciones, of course.
Yeah. Bunch of our listeners are out there, are teachers. You out there, teachers, pay attention, please.
Yeah. For habilitación lingüística, for teachers for the bilingual program here in Madrid, you can use LanguageCert exams. Yeah.
And it works wonders.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And what can you tell me, if you were to compare LanguageCert with other tests, which one perhaps could be easier to say something like that? I know that it might be a little like a bad question, but I mean, not exactly easy, however, kind of like getting prepared for that.
Yeah, well, I think we are surrounded here by teachers. And if you if you hear an exam is easy, it's not a very good sign, maybe.
Yeah,
so,
right.
Yeah, it's important just, to be prepared. And it's not just a piece of paper where you get just the number, just a few words saying you are B2, C1. You have to think about the impact of that, especially if you are going to be a teacher, especially if you are going to be in front of many students and you need to explain content. You need to feel confident. So what's the sense or what's the point of getting a piece of paper when it says you have a C2 level or C1 when you know it's not true?
Exactly.
It's going to be awful for you. Just to it's not going to be a nice experience, and the impact on your students. We are talking about education. We are talking about the future of many people. So you need to prepare and make sure the certificate you have, it says the actual level you have, because it's just like getting a very cheap pair of shoes or something like that, which is what for? It's going to last just 1 week.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't make any sense. It's just to just the impact it has on many people. So what is true that for LanguageCert exams is what we've been talking about, this flexibility that you can for the online option, you can choose when you want to take the exam. You can choose the date, you can choose the time, and you decide, and you receive in only a few days you receive the results at home. So that's the point with LanguageCert exams, this flexibility.
Exactly.
And also the preparation. It's very it's not just focused on the exam format or something like that. Is to prepare to what are you going to do with your English, and to feel the confidence. And we can make sure that if you have a certificate by LanguageCert saying that you are a B2, you are a B2.
You certainly are a B2.
Exactly. That's it. And it's going to be good for you and for your students, for your employers. It's you have to feel confident with your level.
Yeah, I would say that's definitely a key word, confidence. Since when you are preparing, for instance, the speaking part, there is a part where you have to like improvise an entire situation, like the one that we mentioned a moment ago. Usually people get so nervous with this.
Yeah.
However, with a little practice, they get over it and they start improvising quite nice, like, speeches and conversations. Yeah. They can be actually hilarious at some point, which ends up being actually super useful later, being able to actually improvise these kind of things in the moment, as well as trying to organize like a debate that you could also have with the examiner. These are all skills that are useful. You need them for the test, yes. However, they're also going to be super useful for later, like for whatever you want to say or for whatever you want to do later.
Yeah.
Especially like, for instance, if you're a teacher, you might stumble upon a couple of situations that are out of your script of being a teacher. So you gotta think quick.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now, what about the delivery methods of this test?
Well, they are very flexible. You have it's just one exam for different delivery methods. You can do you take your exam face to face in a center, just computer based or paper based, and you can take your exam online. As I said before, you can book your exam online. You decide the date you want to take the exam and the time, and it's very important that it's online live proctoring, which means there is a real person on the other side of the screen just helping you wherever it may happen. And I took myself one of the exams because I wanted to live the experience, and I was joking because I said, I remember I said, they told me, or he told me, are you ready? And I said, oh, no, I'm a little bit nervous. I can't remember last time I took an exam and I'm a little bit nervous. And he was super nice. And he said, do you want to just relax for a few minutes before starting or whatever? And I said, no, just joking, let's start. And and a few days later, I received the results in my at home, which is was
exactly.
very, very easy.
To go anywhere.
Yeah. And also just to mention, because you know the situation we've just passed with the pandemic and all that stuff, but the technology we are using, and it's the good thing to have a group like PeopleCert behind, is just using the technology since 2013, so almost 10 years using this technology. So we know exactly how to do it, and
exactly.
So the security is guaranteed, and of course it's just like 21st century. You can take the exam at home.
Exactly. Yeah, everything is so modern, and definitely, even though that is super modern and you have all this technology available, they don't leave the human side aside. As you have mentioned, they're so kind.
You're not talking
I had so
to
many issues when I took this test. I was using wireless headphones. You're not supposed to do that, and it says, like, in the instructions, it says clearly that you should not do this. And I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And they were like, no, it's okay. Don't worry. Don't you have a pair that you can plug in? Yeah, sure. Okay. Wait, no worries.
Yeah,
it was nice.
No, it's very good, because whatever it can happen. I don't know, if you take an exam in a classroom, I don't know, it can be an electricity cut or something like that. Things happen. So it's the same. So it's a problem with the internet or whatever. You don't need to start from scratch. You just stop and just take the exam again. Amazing. And it's very easy. And you have someone on the other side saying, don't worry, it's fine. Don't panic.
Exactly.
And that's very good.
Now, what happens if we actually I don't know, weren't that prepared, or the nervousness got the worst out of us and we don't pass the test?
Oh,
is everything lost?
No, and that's a good thing as well. We have an option, because if you fail the exam, it's not fair to repeat the whole thing.
Yeah.
So the LanguageCert exams are organized by different modules. So you assess or you take the exam you need, and if you fail for whichever reason, you were not prepared enough, or just it was a bad day, you can take two, which is an option for repeating the exam for just a little bit extra. I think it's like 15 euros or something like that, and you can resit the exam again. So it's just like a safety net.
Yeah.
It's just okay, I'm fine, I have take two with me.
Yeah, exactly. Just knowing that you have that available definitely takes a bunch of weight out of your shoulders.
Yeah.
Certainly. That's fantastic. Now, what else can you tell me to, like, for instance, to prepare for this test? What can be useful for us, for all the listeners out there?
Well, prepare. Of course, is that feel okay, feel confident for when you are going to sit your exam. That's super important, of course. And you can always visit our website, languagecert.org or /es if you prefer in Spanish, and there you can find lots of official material. You can see the kind of exams we have, the kind of questions like multiple choice or fill in the gaps, or the different kind of tasks that you are going to find. And just I would recommend you to visit the website and download all the material you need.
Now, since you work for LanguageCert,
Yes.
would it be possible? I don't know. Nobody's gonna know. Don't worry. Can you tell me one question of the actual test?
One question. One exact question. I don't know.
No.
I couldn't think. No, it depends on the level.
Well,
yeah.
what kind of questions can we stumble upon? I'm joking. Don't worry. So I don't want to get you in trouble.
No, actually, I don't know what it's going to be on the exam, but you can see the format. You can download practice tests and you can see a real exam and you can see the kind of task that you're going to do.
Yeah. And I mean, as we have mentioned throughout the entire interview, actually, like the topics that you tend to talk about here are quite varied. However, there is nothing crazy. It's not about rocket science. It's going to be something like pretty common, like common topics. However, there are also interesting topics. Like the other day, I was talking about the fashion industry and how it affects us, like psychologically. And it's like, wow, that's actually so interesting to talk about.
Yeah. No, we have a great team in working in the assessment department, and they develop all the topics and materials and items with real stuff and just from magazines.
Exactly.
So you can feel, identify with the situation, which is just to. It's easier for you to organize your mind in that way, if you know what I mean.
Great. Now, I guess that will be it for today. Now, I just want one more question. Where would you consider that people could prepare to take this test?
Where?
Where?
Let me think. I know a very, very nice and super beautifully decorated. I love it. A school called Salón de Idiomas. Nice. It's very, very nice. Very nice people. Very well prepared teachers, and they will be very happy to help you with whatever you need, and also to advise about all these things we've been talking about today. Just the kind of exam, what to do to get ready, and just to get your certificate.
Thank you so much.
Oh, that's true.
Okay, I'm so happy to have you here. I really had a great time, and I hope that I can see you again. Have a couple of other conversations. You can tell me more about your life in London and all that.
Yes, another podcast.
Yeah, certainly.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thanks to you. Thank you.
I'll be back in a second to explain the whole thing in Spanish, so keep in touch.
Bye.
Bye.
Hola, ya estoy de regreso y bueno, como pudieron escuchar y ver, para los que nos escuchan en YouTube, hoy no ha sido Rox la que estaba grabando conmigo, y es que tuvimos la grata oportunidad de recibir a Ana Tovar, representante y responsable del departamento de marketing de LanguageCert España. Ana empieza contándonos cómo su vida personal y profesional se asemeja mucho a su trabajo en LanguageCert. Estudió filología inglesa en Valladolid y bueno, cuando consiguió su título, se percató que sus posibilidades de empleo se limitaban a ser profe y ser profe. Así que eso estuvo haciendo por un tiempo. Y aunque lo disfrutó, estaba en sus early 20s o principios de sus 20. Y como seguro más de uno, me incluyo, se podrá sentir identificado, no estaba muy segura de qué hacer con su vida. Por lo que después de un tiempo, se fue a Londres y terminó trabajando o ended up working en una firma de consultoría de servicios financieros en el departamento de marketing. Algo que definitivamente no tenía en mente que estaría haciendo al marcharse de Valladolid. Pero cuando llegó a Londres le dicen, ok, tienes una carrera, nos gusta, pero ¿qué puedes hacer? ¿Puedes organizar un evento? Dinos qué sabes hacer. Y bueno, en este tipo de cosas es que ella piensa en que su vida se asemeja con su trabajo en LanguageCert. Y bueno, hablando de LanguageCert, de hecho, es parte de un grupo más grande llamado PeopleCert, quienes son líderes en la certificación en los sectores de negocios y de IT o Information Technology o tecnología de información. Aunque llevaban muchos años en el mercado, después de un tiempo, pensaron en ampliar su portafolio y enfocarse en idiomas para dar soluciones más holísticas o completas a sus candidatos. It goes without saying how important it is to have a certificate nowadays. O no hace falta decir lo importante que es tener una certificación hoy en día. Así que bueno, lo primero que hicieron fue contratar a un equipo de expertos en la evaluación del inglés y así fue como LanguageCert nació en el 2016. Es todo un bebé. La idea principal es tener un examen que sea del siglo XXI, en cuanto a ser más flexible al decidir cuándo quieres hacer tu examen, elegir qué habilidades quieres evaluar y cómo lo quieres hacer, ya sea online o presencial, y con rápidos resultados que solo tardan un par de días en ser enviados vía online. Pues eso, no es como los clásicos exámenes que tardan hasta meses en darte los resultados y te tiene todo nervioso al respecto. Lo cual Ana dice es muy importante para poder organizarnos mejor y bueno, obviamente, todo esto siguiendo el marco común europeo para las lenguas, teniendo desde el certificado A1 hasta el C2 disponibles para cada candidato. LanguageCert también cuenta con certificación para el español, con la colaboración de la Universidad de Salamanca y también para el griego. Ana nos cuenta que esto tiene motivo más personal, ya que el dueño o director o CEO de PeopleCert es de origen griego y quería rendirle un homenaje a su cultura teniendo este certificado disponible. Qué lindo, ¿no? Ahora, con respecto al examen en sí, como dijo Ana, el enfoque es hacerlo lo más moderno posible y eso no solo se ve reflejado en la parte administrativa, sino también se percibe también en el contenido del mismo, ya que lo que se requiere en este está siempre inclinado en habilidades que puedan usar en la vida diaria. Esta idea nos lleva al principio de la entrevista cuando Ana compara su vida profesional con el examen, ya que, si bien tienes el certificado, también es necesario saber cómo utilizar lo que certifica este título. Poder hacer una presentación, poder presentar una idea de manera coherente o ser capaz de comprender textos o audios que podemos leer en nuestro día a día. Y es que en realidad, para la preparación del examen, cualquier fuente puede ser útil. Otro aspecto que Ana recalca es que hay que estar informado con qué tipo de examen puedes tomar, ya que por un lado están los de un solo nivel, por ejemplo, solo del C1 u otro nivel en concreto, y que esto implica un proceso de aprendizaje para que te sientas cómodo con los requerimientos de nivel. Por otro lado, están los del tipo multinivel que se ajustan para decirte cuál es tu nivel. En este tipo de prueba, Ana comenta que no se sigue el mismo criterio. LanguageCert tiene la particularidad de que al tener este enfoque moderno, no requiere fuentes específicas como libros para poder prepararse, aunque es cierto que en la creación de los exámenes multinivel tienden a recurrir a fórmulas específicas para asegurar más el éxito en la prueba. Con respecto a su validez, con seguridad, Ana nos comenta que LanguageCert es reconocido en más de 90 países, es decir que este certificado es útil incluso fuera de Europa. Esto es bastante impresionante, considerado lo complicado que es conseguirlo, pensando en aspectos como la burocracia. Está el ejemplo de Francia, que están en un proyecto con varias universidades para evaluar el nivel de sus estudiantes, y por el lado de España son reconocidos por ACLES, CRUE, el Banco de España y gobiernos regionales, entre ellos la Comunidad de Madrid. Lo que significa que este certificado sirve para las universidades, para los programas de Erasmus y claro, también les sirve para las oposiciones, para todos los maestros que nos están escuchando. Comparándolo con otros exámenes, Ana primero aclara que si escuchas que un examen es fácil, eso de plano no es muy buena señal, ya que es importante estar preparado para lo que necesites el certificado. No solo tener dicho título, sino lo puedes probar y todo lo que ello conlleva. Sin embargo, Ana dice que si tomamos en cuenta todas las comodidades que LanguageCert brinda respecto a cuándo y cómo hacer el examen, el tiempo récord de entrega de resultados, flexibilidad y la accesibilidad de los recursos para prepararse, pueden traducirse a que la meta de conseguir el certificado se haga más amena y realmente sea más auténtico el nivel reflejado en tus resultados. El examen, como se había mencionado, puede hacerse de manera presencial, yendo a un centro examinador o desde casa de manera online. Por cierto, Ana nos cuenta su experiencia presentándose al examen de manera online para ver en primera persona cómo funciona. Ella le comentó al examinador que se sentía nerviosa y este, muy amablemente, le dijo si necesitaba un minuto para calmarse, lo podía tomar. Y aunque Ana en realidad estaba bromeando, esto muestra la amabilidad y flexibilidad que distingue a los interlocutores de LanguageCert. Luego, solo tuvo que esperar un poco para poder recibir su certificado, cosa que, por cierto, considerando lo que hemos pasado con la pandemia, es bueno tener este tipo de tecnología que, cabe destacar, PeopleSearch utiliza desde el 2013, así que definitivamente saben lo que hacen, con seguridad garantizada y un formato del siglo XXI. Eso sí, no dejan el lado humano de lado, ya que, así como Ana, yo también tuve mi experiencia online con LanguageCert, y aunque tuve bastantes technical hitches o dificultades técnicas, los examinadores me ayudaron en cada uno de ellos, cosa que por cierto hablo más a profundidad en otro episodio del podcast, así que para los que estén interesados en saber más, pueden echarle un vistazo. Otro aspecto de importancia que hablamos en la entrevista es sobre el Take Two, que es un seguro que, por un pequeño extra, puedes repetir el spoken o el written exam en caso de que no hayas podido pasar el examen. Y es que ya solo con el hecho de que tengamos este seguro, sube mucho nuestra confianza al presentarnos. Ana también nos comenta que para prepararnos podemos ir al sitio web de LanguageCert para descargar material de preparación. Y bueno, lamentablemente no nos puede decir exactamente qué van a preguntar en el examen, pero podemos hacernos una idea de ello al practicar con el material. Aunque sí podemos decir que los temas son muy variados, sobre situaciones y temas cotidianos y muy interesantes. No se preocupen, it's not rocket science o no es ciencia cierta. Temas con los que incluso podemos identificarnos, cosas que podemos agradecer al departamento de evaluación. Y bueno, también cabe destacar que Ana recomienda muchísimo que para cualquiera que se quiera preparar para el LanguageCert, que vengan al Salón de Idiomas, y bueno, yo no podría recomendarles otra cosa, ya que si quieren prepararse para LanguageCert C1, C2, B2 o cualquier otro examen que tengan en mente, siempre pueden contar con nosotros. Y también recuerden que tienen un montón de material disponible en todas nuestras plataformas. Y ya, eso sería toda la entrevista que tuvimos con Ana. Y espero tenerlos en un próximo episodio y que pasen un bonito día. Take care. Bye.